Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brooks Knows Baseball, the 30 breakdowns in 30 days. Today, we are continuing with the AL Central with the Cleveland Guardians. Last year, the Cleveland Guardians surprisingly won 92 games. They weren't top teams in the major leagues. With Terry Francona as their manager, they have made the playoffs 5 out of the last 7 years. 13 times since 1995, they've made one, two, three World Series. Unfortunately for Cleveland fans, they have not won anything. They have went through a name change, mascot change, all other kind of changes. But one constant is that they, since hiring Terry Francona, are uh, I'd be shocked to see a team with more wins, apart from maybe Houston and them. Because let's go over them real quick. With Terry Francona, got 80 or 92 wins his first year.
And who would have
85,
expected
81,
that?
81, 94, 102, 91, 93, 35, and 25 COVID year, 80 and 82, and then 92 and 70. So if we look since Terry Francona took over in 2013, they have only been under 500 one time. But without further ado, John, I know you have you've been looking forward to doing the Cleveland one, so go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, their key arrivals. They got Josh Bell, switch hitting, big power bat. Played with Washington, Pittsburgh, and then of course San Diego. I like him. Not much in the field, but he's I think he's okay. But anyway, I think we'll get to that when we get to positions. But then they got Mike Zunino. No average, good power, good defensive catcher. They went from
last year, so
Austin Hedges. He couldn't hit a lick.
Zunino's nothing. You can't expect to get anything out of him.
Power and defense.
He hit 148 last year.
He hit 148 last year?
Was he with the Indians last year?
No, that's Hedges. Hedges sucks.
Zunino hit 148 last year.
No, I can't believe that.
Mike Zunino hit 148 last year. Yes, he did. And he only had.
Oh, well, he was. Yeah, he didn't play much last year.
Yeah,
but he's got a lot of power.
Yeah, he's boomer bust, if anything.
Yeah, well, look at some of his past numbers. But anyway, we'll get to that. But as far as that, that's basically their only real major acquisitions. They build from within, and they obviously do a darn good job every year. I mean, look at Stephen Kwan last year. Who would have, I remember I told you early on, and I said he might be the rookie of the year. He probably should have been.
He hit right at 300 almost.
He got a Gold Glove in his rookie year. Hit 298. He walked more than he struck out. Like I say, he's a great fielder. He's a leadoff hitter. He's a teeny little man now. Anyway, but that doesn't matter in baseball. All right, I'm ready for the rotation because I think they got a darn good rotation.
Yeah, well, I think with their rotation, we really have to start with Shane Bieber, who did pitch 200 innings exactly last year. Had a 2.8 ERA, 31 games started. He won 13 games, lost 8. But he's pretty much been the model of consistency since he come into the league.
Yeah, he has already been named the opening day starter. Did you realize he got the Gold Glove for pitchers last year?
Did not. And he's a former Cy Young winner, top 5 MVP voter. Two-time All-Star. Just since he's come into the league, I mean, his COVID year, which is a little skewed, obviously, because you're getting roughly 18 less starts. But he did have a 1.6 ERA that year.
Well, his last 3 years, he's got a 2.70 ERA. He pitched 200 innings last year. His WHIP's 1.10 career. He's a pitcher. He's not a thrower. He's 54 and 26 in his career. And like I said, he doesn't throw the big heat, but he got an awesome slider. He knows how to pitch.
He's young. He's still young. He's just 27.
Right. And then, I agree. Now, I'll tell you who else. It's probably, I guess, he'll be their second starter, Tristan McKenzie.
Yeah.
You realize how he pitched 191 innings last year. He got a swing and miss curve.
2.96 too, 31 games.
Yeah, do you know Fangraphs rated him the number one curveball in baseball?
Their staff is good.
But you know what? He gets a lot of Ks, doesn't walk many people. His four-seamer has good rise. I read where he said his dad taught him that when he was little. He throws low to mid-90s slider. But you know what the thing about him surprised me? I guess because he throws a lot of fastballs and they're up. He gave up 25 home runs last year.
Well, a lot of pitchers, when you challenge guys, it seems to
Scherzer.
happen that way.
Yeah, it's like Max
Yeah, just like Scherzer.
and Scherzer's a great pitcher.
The
Uh,
next guy I'm really intrigued about too, with their third starter. I like him. I'm a big fan of Cal Quantrill.
yeah, yeah. Good pitch to contact approach guy.
Yeah, and he's been around. This is his second team. He's been around since 19. Really came into his own last. Well, he's always been good, really. So I don't know why San Diego really get rid of him. But
15-5, 3.3 ERA last year, 106
yeah,
86
he
innings.
also pitched 100. Their starters pitch 186 innings.
32 starts. He lowered his walk rate to 2.27 last year, and then I was reading that in the off season, he's worked on a curveball and a slider, so give him more. Think about
their first three pitchers have just under 600 innings between them. I would be willing to bet there's no other teams like that.
Yeah, he's got a fastball, change, slider, and curveball. I don't think he's reached his full potential. Let's see. He keeps hitters off balance by changing the speeds with a curve and a slider and then a fastball. Like basically throws 4 pitches. But after those starters,
it's a little muddy. I mean, I think Plesac would be the next one. I'm assuming, but he's a number 4 guy. That's what he is. You're not going to win a Cy Young.
Yeah, his numbers were last year.
3 wins and 12 losses is very good. 4.3 ERA. Pitched 132 innings.
He's too hittable. He's too hittable.
He doesn't strike anybody out.
No, he's too hittable.
Strikeouts in 131 innings, which I don't think is that good. Yeah.
Well, then
no. Well, I'm trying to find something good on him. I'm not seeing much good on him.
No, I thought he was going to be better. I don't.
Well, he had a good year in 2020. Maybe he can get it back. But again, that 2020 year is a little. So
yeah. Then
moving on to the 5th guy.
Aaron Savali.
Aaron Savali. Yeah, he was not good last year.
And he was hurt. He only made 20 starts.
Well, it seems like for him, he has one good year, one bad year, one good year, one bad year. So he did 2-3
and 4 or 5 starts,
4-7, a 3-8, and then a 4-9. So
there's a good curve, slider, and cutter.
Yeah, he gives it last year just about a hit an inning, just under hit an inning.
And about a strikeout an inning too.
Yeah, so
decent fastball.
Yeah, his whip was 1.1.
But if you're not done with him, but if you are, I was thinking they have Cody Morris, and he came up and pitched some. I guess when Savali was most likely hurt, but he had some starts last year and had a 2.28 ERA, and I think it was 7 or 8 starts, but in a 139 whip. His minor league stats are really good. He may replace one of those guys.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about the bullpen. See what you got for him.
Well, bullpen, you stop and start at one guy, Class A. He 100-mile-an-hour cutter. He's got a wipeout slider. His whip last year was .73. His ERA was 1.36. He had 42 saves. He's got to be the best reliever in baseball right now. Anything to add?
I don't know. That's a pretty bold prediction right there.
Look, have you watched him? When he comes,
I watch the Central quite a bit.
Yeah, when he comes in, it's over. But then you know who they got who was hurt last year and pushed about half the season was Karinchak. I like him a lot. I always did.
James.
12-6 curveball man.
He played 39 innings. His ERA was just 2.0, so he's good. Look, I mean, their bullpen is good.
Mid.
Yeah.
But I guess he pitched like 38 games, I believe it was last year. I mean, if I'm not wrong, but I like him. Then everywhere you look. Then you got Trevor Stephen. I think he was a Rule 5 guy. 99-mile-an-hour fastball, split slider, 3 saves last year, 66 games, big strikeout, low walks. I mean, that's not too darn bad. Then
they definitely have a very good.
But it keeps going.
Their pitching, their team, I believe they're a team that's built on pitching. Their pitching has to be good, which obviously is fantastic. But I think in that division, it's going to be a little more challenging this year because I think another team, which we'll talk about soon, has definitely retooled. I think it's going to be tough for them, but their team's going to be led by their pitching. That I believe.
Well, then they got one left-hander basically out of bullpen, Sam Henches.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. I didn't want to skip these guys because 57 games, under one whip, big K, low walks, 96 mile an hour fastball, 3-pitch mix. I mean, you keep going. Then I looked up Nick Sandlin, and I'm saying, okay, 46 games, 2.25 ERA.
My thing is, where are these guys pitching? Because their starting pitchers are going to like 180 to 200 innings, and you got these guys in the bullpen getting 70, 60, 60,
Well, it's probably
62.
when the volley Plesac pitch. But he's a righty. Then they got Eli Morgan. I've heard a little bit about him. He's another righty. He came out of the bullpen.
3.3. He even started a game last year.
Hey, his whip was .89. Another guy 3-pitch mix, 50 games, 10 holds. Come on, man. This ain't fair.
And they're young too.
Yeah.
I mean, Clace is going to be 25. Morgan's 27. Henches is 26. They're young. Bieber's 28. McKenzie's 25. Quantrill's 28. So they're a young team. And with a great manager too. I don't think we can discount really that manager, how good he is.
And the gentleman be pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Are you done with the bullpen, or are you ready to go into the team?
I'm ready to get to the D. You can say what you want about the catchers, and I got a few things to say.
Yeah, so let's go talk about Mike Zunino from Cape Coral, Florida. Plays under very well. Yeah, he's not a hitter. You're not going to get him. He's not going to be hitting. And I know his spring training this year, I'm just looking at stats right now, he's hitting 125, which is just about what he's going to hit in the regular season.
He's got power, and he'll help the staff. He'll help the staff get in better. So, he's a good framer.
Let me tell you something real quick. Okay. I'm going to go from 2018, his batting average. 201, 165, 147, 216, and 148. His career average is 200. Tampa, which is his most recent team, his career average for Tampa last 4 years is 183.
What's his power?
20 home runs, 9 home runs, 4 home runs, 33 home runs. So he does have pop. Right. But it's either he's going to get a home run or he's not going to get a hit at all. Surprisingly, he made the All-Star team in 21.
Let me ask you this. Henches was not Henches. But Hodges, the catcher, right? They let's let go. Austin Hedges. Mm-hmm. He never hit. Doesn't seem to hurt them, and he didn't have any power. He didn't have anything.
Yeah, you're not getting anything. I don't think he's going to have any power either. He's hitting 32. Usually, that's when they have the wiggle.
How about
that? He'll be lucky to hit 180. I think this year.
Well, here's the thing. They're probably Zanina's probably there temporarily because they got Naylor, Josh Naylor. Do you realize that they drafted his brother, a first pick in their first round pick in 18? He's a left-handed catcher who can run, and he can hit.
Canadians.
He hit 15 home runs last year and 245 at bats in Columbus. He's very athletic. And they said before the year, I guess his average wasn't that good. He was known as the hitter when they got him. But he changed his swing and brought his average up to respectable numbers. But he's a catcher, and if I read correctly, he led he had 9 or 10 triples in one season. A catcher, and he had over 20 steals before, and he said he can do more. So,
yeah, he should be up there. If he has a good spring, he's of age now where he's 23. He should be up there.
It's time.
If he can play defense, Zunino needs to be the backup, I think.
Right. First base.
For the sake of her. Yeah. But then, I don't even put him. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to put Zunino at first base. Like, over Josh Naylor? No way. So go to Josh Naylor, who last year saw an offensive output last year. His WAR is just under 2, so that could definitely come to improve. But he did hit 256, right around his career average, which is 253. He had 20 numbers, which is an explosion for him. Before that, he's had no power, but again, very little.
But he is a power guy.
Yeah, it just hasn't come through for him.
He drove in almost 80 runs. But you know what I think is going to happen? Josh Bell's switch hitter. They'll probably spell Naylor there, and Josh Bell will be the DH and place him first. Is what I'm expecting to happen. And Naylor was an outfielder.
He plays a little bit. He played 5 games in the outfield last year, which very limited time, 37 innings. But he's mainly first baseman and DH guy. I think Josh Bell's going to be the DH as well. Maybe he sprinkle him in occasionally, give Naylor the off day. One thing I wouldn't watch for Naylor, however, he's only played over 100 games once in his career.
Yeah, he gets hurt
So
a lot. He gets
that's
hurt a
something
lot.
to watch for with him.
When we get to second base, I know this is one of your favorites, so go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go to second baseman Andres Jimenez. I'm very high on him because he's a very, very good ball player. He can hit for sure. Just looking
All
at
star
last
last
year,
year,
yeah, he hit 297 last year, 17 home runs and 69 RBIs. He played
20
146,
steals.
and he's 24. He's going to be all right.
Yeah, solid
Uh,
fielder.
he's 24. So yeah, his career average is 274. So he's a Gold Glover, finished top 10 MVP voting All Star last year. So
His OPS
um,
was 837. Man, he's a future star if he's. I mean, well, I guess technically he is now.
that third year is usually when those guys really come through, and if they're going to be good, and that his third year he did that. So I fully expect him to continue doing that. So
Right.
they got a stud at second base. I'd say arguably top five, maybe even top three second baseman in the league.
Right. Third base. Everybody should know who that is.
Yep, Jose Ramirez, the guy with no power.
No power. Yeah.
What's your scouting report say about Jose?
He works the count, which is good because that eats up pitchers' pitches. He's a clutch hitter. I've seen him many times. 29 homers, 126 RBIs. He's a 280 hitter last year, 869 OPS. His defense, he's a +2 defensive runs saved, but he does have some throwing issues. And he was an All-Star and a Silver Slugger winner last year.
And he's
Uh,
had 3 years of at least top six MVP voting. Before that, he finished third twice and had a top 20 MVP voting. And do you realize he has been playing for the Guardians/Indians for 10 years now? He's been in the bigs for 10 years. He'll hit two. He get his 200th home run this year. His 30-year season. The way he's been going, he plays just about every night. You go to a Guardians game, watch him on TV, you're going to see him playing. Since 2016, he's only played under 150 games one time, and that was 130 games. And then obviously the COVID year, which we don't. I mean, that's stupid, but
right.
you're going to get 25 to 35 home runs with him. You're going to get a 270 to 280 ish average, and 100 RBIs.
Right.
That's what he is. He's one of the best. You need that production out of third base, I believe, in the bigs, and he definitely is the kind of guy to give you that.
Yep.
Moving on to our shortstop. I know we just briefly spoke about him. No, we didn't speak on him. This is Ahmed Rosario.
Yep.
Another. What do you think about Ahmed Rosario? What are your stats telling us last year? I know he did have a good WAR last year, 4.2,
Yeah.
which is not bad. And
He doesn't.
283.
Yeah, he doesn't walk. He strikes out a buttload.
But his average is still high.
Yeah, hit 283. He chases a lot. He gets a lot of Ks. He's an average fielder. But did you know? Well, he's consistent. But did you know he led the league in triples last year with 9? Matt's guy. I guess he's one to Lindor. Lindor, boy, that's a shame he left there because what could he? Well, I'd say what could he add to him, but they replaced him with Jimenez at second, so hell, Jimenez was better than him the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just to say real quick, kind of utility guys backing up Freeman and Arias, both right-handed hitters.
Yeah. Then let's go ahead and take a look in the outfield. What we got? We'll just name all three of them real quick. We have Miles Straw, Oscar Gonzalez, and Will Brennan. No one else.
Whoa. You been drinking?
All right, Stephen Korn. We got Stephen Korn too. Which there's a few players in this league that John loses his mind over, and I think Kwan's one of them, along with Tim Anderson. So I'll let you discuss.
Well, you can build a team with those two.
We got about 10 minutes left here, so go ahead. I think he'll use his 10 minutes talking about his love affair with Kwan.
Yeah. Well, hey, I told you he's Gold Glove. He had what's a good WAR for a guy?
I would say probably anywhere over 5, and I know he was over 5.
Right, 5.5. Do you know his defense? He was plus 21 in defensive run saves. Gold Glove winner, if I didn't already tell you. He works the counts. Like I said, he gets more walks than Ks. But, 373 on base percentage, 19 steals, 298. Very little power, low Ks. He's a star. And then, do you want me to go on to the next guy?
Well, let's just see some projected stats with him this year. Let's see what we got for him. So, going off a rookie year, it's a little difficult just to know exactly what he is. But I'm thinking there's not much power there. And I don't think the power is really going to come. Because
he's leadoff hitter. Who cares?
He's a little guy, so you're going to get less than 10 home runs. I do think his average is going to drop into the 280s this year.
Nope.
I do think his base still go up though.
I think
So,
it'll go up, and I think with the type of guy he is, I don't think his average is going to go down. I think it's going to go up. He doesn't chase, man. He like I say, he walks when he strikes out. How many guys in major leagues can say that?
yeah, I mean,
He works counts. Pitcher's going to hate him. They're just going to throw something up there to get rid of him, and he's going to drive it in.
he ain't going to get a home run, so you don't have to worry about him too much.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about our center fielder, Miles Straw. What do you got about him?
Gold Glover, and that's it, because he can't hit. He was 17 plus 17 on defensive run save last year, 221 average. He came Houston, and with Houston got rid of him, there's a reason, right? Little power. He did steal some bases, but his on base percentage is 291, so he's a ninth place hitter. Thank God he can play defense.
Yeah, you're not getting much out of him at all. I mean, he's like Kevin Kiermaier. You're just getting defense out of him, nothing else.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next guy, someone who's really good. I think he's a really good ball player.
Baby
Oscar Gonzalez, 6'4", 240 pounds.
Power.
Yeah, he hit 296 last year in 91 games, had 11 home runs and 362 at-bats.
He's a big whiffer.
Yes, he struck out 75 times.
Great arm.
And, just in 362 at-bats.
He's not even, what's he, 24? How old is he?
He's 24. Or he's 20. He just turned 25 about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
he's a solid player. Someone, I mean, I would take him on most teams. I think most teams would take him. He's a big guy. You'd expect to see a little bit more power, I believe. But if he has a full season this year, I believe the power is definitely going to be in the 20s. It should be in the 20s.
Yeah, play a full year. Yeah, when you go into their prospects, you ready for them?
Yeah, well, let me go ahead and say, as far as their prospect rankings, we got them here looking at the 5th best minor league system. We got is here. They have 3 of the top 15 right-handed pitchers in the entire minor. So we were talking about their pitching earlier, and they're still coming in. But their number 1 prospect is Daniel Espino. He's in Double-A right now, 6'2", 225, a pitcher. And then there's next guy's Gavin Williams, another right-handed pitcher, and then you got George Valera, Bo Naylor, which we already talked about, Tanner Beebe.
Valera's probably close to getting a roll up there, but when you're talking about Brennan, I'm trying to find something about him because he was a big pick.
I think Espino should he'll definitely he'll be up there, I think, by the All-Star break.
Yeah,
he's 245 in Double-A this year, so he's going to stay very limited time. Obviously, he had an injury, but. I'm assuming he's probably going to start in Columbus. Is Columbus their AAA team, right?
Yep.
So he's starting in Columbus. Hopefully he gets to pitch in Omaha when it's cold and no one can hit. He can boost his stats up there. But yeah, I believe by All-Star break maybe, but he's only pitched 133 innings in the minors over 3 seasons, so maybe they would like to get him a little bit more time. Another guy who's a little bit older, Gavin Williams, he made it to Double-A last year. And then he started 25 games last year and had a 1.96 ERA.
Throws hard. He throws hard.
Oh,
He's got a plus curve.
His fastball is 95. He topped out at over 100.
And how old is he?
In college.
How old is he? You say he's older?
He's 24.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he only got as high as Double-A. It's time to put up or shut up with him.
Yeah.
How about Will Brennan? Because we really didn't touch on him. I thought he was a big prospect, and I can't really check it right now.
Let's see if I can pull something real quick.
Wait a minute. Did he get traded to the Reds?
I don't have him on anything I'm seeing. Let's see. Will Brennan. Yeah, let's just move on to someone else while I'm looking this up. What else you got for him?
No, he's still there. Yeah, he was a big pick. Get 42 at bats last year. Let's see, minors, because I thought he was going to be something special.
Well, he did hit. I'm seeing it right here. He hit 357 last year. Obviously, very, very limited.
He's a 296 hitter in the minors.
Yeah. Well,
And,
it's time for him to. He's 25 too, so it's time for him to. Let's go.
yeah, I'm surprised. He may work in there somewhere. Um, I bet Quan could play center field and get rid of Miles Straw since he doesn't know what a bat is.
Yeah. Well, I guess right now is the time where we go to our projections. They're a very solid team, but I don't think they're going to be solid enough to make the playoffs. I do have them with the winning record, finishing 83-79, coming in second place in the AL Central. I just think there's another team in there, which we will talk about. Just have a little bit more better offseason, I believe.
Well, I disagree with you on that one. I don't think Minnesota's gotten a manager.
Hey, I didn't say it was Minnesota finishing first.
Well, that's probably who you.
No, I have the Kansas City Royals finishing first.
Yeah, but I think you think someone else. I think Cleveland's going to finish first because Frank too good. That pitching staff's amazing, and they got more. And you said they're the fifth-rated farm team. It keeps coming, man. You mean
But the Twins have Joey Gallo.
what if Naylor takes off behind the plate? Yeah,
Maybe.
right.
Maybe
What if Brennan gets in the outfield or Valera and replaces Straw? I mean, Straw's defense is hard to replace, but
Yeah, I'm still leaning towards Twins. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think the Twins. We'll talk about the Twins soon, and I'll give my reasoning behind that. I think they're retooled really well.
all right.
But yeah, before we get off the podcast here, I'm sure everyone noticed behind me we have our new Jane's creation. She made us a custom wreath for the show. It says "Play Ball." It has the base on it. We love it. It's great. She gave it to us today. So again, the entire American League is sponsored by Jane's Creations. Again, thank you for her. Just please check our website on Facebook. We'll get it up on our website again. I know I keep saying that, but it will happen. I promise. But yeah, John, I'll let you do the sign off here. Tomorrow we're coming back to do the Detroit Tigers and then the Minnesota.
Do we have to?
We have to.
Yep.
Maybe I'll get some Little Caesars pizza and feel festive.
Ooh, now I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll let you do the sign up and we can get going here.
Hey, that's all for now, folks. We'll see you next time on Brooks Knows Baseball.
Good night.
Good night, John Boy.